What's up, everyone? I'm doing this live to check out about the helicopter crash that is taking place at the Hudson River in New York, maybe about an hour and a half ago. So we're gonna get on to this and find which flight it is, where it's at, things like that. So we shall see. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, blessed, and amazing day. Sadly, all of the people have passed away. They have not recovered the helicopter yet. They will eventually, but not yet. So let's do some checks, see if we can find something in the area. We'll go to about 2 hours ago. Now, the video surveillance that you see there, that is from Fox News, and they are covering it with live feeds. Let's see how long ago they started. Yeah, so they started about 2 hours ago with this story. So, and I can fast forward through here, showing y'all some stuff where they're out there sadly trying to search. Someone said it was erratic on flight radar. Huh. So yeah, we'll go and check it out and take off everything but helicopters. We can include military as well. Okay, let's check this out. So there's a flight. I know they said that it's near Pier 40. Let me see where Pier 40 is. Now this is a developing story, so we will be looking into this. Okay, Pier 40. About to pull this up. Okay, so this is across the bridge. It's right in here. So this could be what we're looking at here. Let's see. Let's hit the play button, see what comes in. Okay, so that passed. That one passed. All of those have passed that location, so it's definitely none of those. Give me a second. Doesn't look like it's those two. That looks like landing there. So there's still helicopters that are flying over it at this time. We'll find out, unless, does anybody have a code? You saw that it was Pier 25? Okay. We shall see. If I see anything coming down. So far, I do not. Nothing there going down. Still watching what's just coming down. Y'all are watching this with me. There we go. Sadly, all right, let's take that back. Bring that up again. So, all right, this might be it. Yep, okay, so someone said it in the comments. Thank you so much, Speed of Sight. I appreciate that, Speed of Sight. So if you're saying that I'm seeing this, then more than likely this is the one. Speed of Sight said it was N216MH, and that's what I'm seeing, something that's taking place right in here. Let me bring the speed down on this and see how it does. Now this is a private owner. Let's see the exact, yeah, whatever. This is the exact helicopter right here. It says New York Helicopters is what you see labeled on there. Does look like there's another image of it. Let's check that image of it. Don't see any other markings on it. And that's a good image. So yes, this says New York Helicopters there. And then when were these taken? As we're taken in, this one's the closest one. The newest image here was December 26, 2024. All the people have passed away. Haven't heard about, how they're recovering the bodies. Let's check one other thing. Let me get into that. And I can check the how it was flying around, possibly. So, okay, let's bring this cup of tea over. That is not pulling up the right thing. N216MH. There we go. So, yep. So, this is what we're looking at. Yep. So, okay. So yeah, it's across from Pier 40 is where it was. it did go from an altitude, so you can see it, you know, jumping up and down some. I'm going to look at its other flight history to determine on that. Let me bring that down a little bit smaller for right now, just so that y'all can fully see this. All right, so you have where it fairly quickly. Let's check something. So 4 minutes into the flight, I would think we're going to agree. I'm gonna look at the day before, but it is going, you know, a lot up and down, especially 6 minutes into the flight. You see where it came down to 1,000 feet, and then it jumped up to 1,200, and then came back down to 1,000, and then came across at 1,100. And then when did they do the U-turn? So yeah, they started doing a U-turn at 9 minutes into the flight. So 3 minutes after this little, you know, span of jumping up 200 feet, coming down 200 feet, that was taking place. Oh, would you send me speed? Is it just news article speed? Yeah, so I do see the videos. I'll play those in just a second, so I appreciate you doing that. But yeah, so they were jumping up and down, went up 200 feet, came down 200 feet, then went back up 100, and then they started to do a U-turn, and while they were even doing the U-turn, they were even jumping up and down 100 feet. And then on their way back, 12 minutes in, so this means they were doing the U-turn at 9 minutes in. So 3 minutes after that, they went down hard. They went from 1,100. So here we have it, 12 minutes in, 1,100, and then within 1 minute, they dropped to 700 feet. And then from there, the next minute, they were trying to hold on for another minute around 700, 600 feet. Yeah, there's the video right there for y'all. By the way, let me bring that up for y'all. Yeah, so here's the video. Let's look at the next video that they're going to pull up. Yeah, it's so the rotors blades on there, I don't even see them. No one else have I heard from outside the area has been hurt. It's weird. It came apart in the sky. Really? Give me a second. Yeah, okay, so I seen that video earlier. Thank you for sending this to me. I'll bring this over. So let me bring it over here. And going to analyze this really slow. So I'll let you watch it in regular speed. What in the world is going on with the rotor? So you can definitely see it here. Okay, so that's the rotor coming down. No joke. So it literally just came apart like you said. Yeah, you can see all the pieces falling here. Ain't no need to go in slow mode. You see what's going on. So yeah, someone had just basically turned on the camera, but there's something else that falls here that's in a big size. I don't know what that is, but you can see that right there. Something else that came down. Thank you, Sharon, for updating us. She said it's a family who visited from Spain and pilot. Thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing that information. Man. Yeah, you can see all the debris and stuff just dropping down, sadly. Very sad and tragic situation. Yeah, there's all the debris that's coming down. So what you are seeing here on that video. Oh man, I'm not even showing it to y'all. You can't even see it. Hold on. I am so sorry, y'all. Here's the video. My bad. So here's the video. What you were seeing from Fox News, that was it upside down. But here is where... So I'm sorry about that. But yes, if you watch right here, this is the rotor that comes down, but you also have, right when the camera turns on, you have a piece that hits right here. I'm not sure what that piece is, but something massive in size, probably something about the size of 20 feet or so, fell into the water right here. Maybe around 15 feet or so, but yeah, you can see it right here hit. And then also you got the rotor coming down. You have other parts. If you look into the sky, when this pans out, you'll have other stuff of debris that is falling down as well with it. There's the helicopter itself with no rotor at all on it, and that is coming down. Motor detached from main body. That's crazy. That's wow. Speed, have you seen anything for air traffic control or anything like that? Let's see. Looking. Let's see, where did they... I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to come back to this. Where did they... So they would have been responding to JRB. Witness testimony only. Okay. Now, you do have right behind them was another helicopter at this time. This is actually, right before I get into that one, hold on a second. Let me look at this off on the side. I just want to look at the registration of this. This is a Meridian Helicopter LLC. Is who they are. I don't like pulling up registration on screen. Definitely when this is going to be recorded and seen. But it's just because I don't like people seeing information, names and things like that. Definitely, since this stuff might not be into the public's hands yet. So of family names. Let's see. Let's check their website. There is nothing on their website. When you check their website, this is what it is. There's nothing here. So, but that is their website. Let me pull this back open for y'all. Yeah, so they've totally scrubbed everything on their website. Let's look at reviews. No one left a review. They do have one person that left them 1 star just 3 months ago. See if we can find anything else. Looks like they've taken down even their Facebook website. Trying to find out more exactly, of what they do. Let's look at their LinkedIn. Aircraft brokerage and sell. Our success is attributed to an 200 years of combined experience in the helicopter industry. The building of relationship, direct marketship, blah, 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 and a finger of pulse, constantly changing helicopter market conditions, blah, blah, blah. Aircraft leasing. VIP. They talk about the Bell helicopter, things of that. We provide the mission specific custom configuration you require, support to your demand. Helicopter pre-purchase inspections as well, providing you with confidence to make the single best purchase decision possible. Our trip to tell inspectors details and all that jazz. So, okay, so they do a pre-purchase inspection for you, and they also do leasing out. So that could have been the case here. The employees are 11 to 50 employees is what the size. But yes, they have scrubbed everything off their website and Facebook and everything. Let's see. Now I'm looking at y'all's comments. Yeah, sadly there was nothing that the that they could that the pilot could do. Absolutely nothing on this situation. So, as you see here, there is another helicopter that did come in following them on this. Let's play that out. So we're going to have footage of another angle eventually. When will this be released? Don't know. But it could be probably something months. But this comes from a Loman helicopter here. This is N404LH, and they were right behind the right behind that helicopter. I almost wonder if they so yeah. So, yep. So this is something I don't think anybody else is probably going to be aware of. But you did have another helicopter that came in right behind them. Now, could that other helicopter be saying, let me bring this screen down just a little bit. So yes, but you see this is the helicopter following right behind them. This is the helicopter that went down. Thank you, Chick Bait. I appreciate that. But yes, so you have a second helicopter that came in right behind. So you're going to see, sadly, this is going to come to a stop. It looks like, so what height are they at? This is interesting. Their altitude is very low, while the altitude here, this is when they were sadly coming down, was 500 feet when they were coming down hard. Let's look at the helicopter behind there. This is 600 feet that they are staying at. You can tell that they came a little bit off course. And then they start going right back on course. So I wonder if maybe there was something, sadly, that caused them to go around. So here you see they're at 650, 625. They came down a little bit. Now the other helicopter, sadly, has already crashed at this point. So now they are standing still. They're not moving like they were. So, and then they start picking up their speed again. Still at 650. Now they're picking up to 700. So, there's debris that's in the sky. So that's why they lift it up. And then they sadly go over the spot. There's another helicopter that might have seen the incident as well. We'll cover them in a moment. See how they are. But now they generally stay at 700 feet. Now they continued on their path. They didn't sit here and, try to stay on top of the area. Thank you everybody for the comments, the likes, giving the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Thank you everybody who's sharing this live. All right, let's take this back of the third helicopter that is coming up. So you can tell that they were out there at Ellis Island and all of that. Let's bump this up in speed a little bit. Hold on, time out. I want to check this out. So this is an NA. No idea who it is. Okay, so this is a small helicopter here. This is an R-44 Raven. Always curious, just checking out the area, seeing if there is anything that could have made this is interesting. This is Coast Guard here. So that was around Ellis Island. So Coast Guard was up in the area before this flight. Before the helicopter went down. Okay, we're going to have to look more into that. By the way, Chickbait, thank you for becoming a paid subscriber to the War Deadpool community team. Spicy, welcome. Thank you so much. Greatly do appreciate that. So, yeah, you heard me correct. Coast Guard is already up in the air before this came down crashing. So, there's the crash. Coast Guard is going above 100 miles per hour. Do we not know their altitude? And let's see. Coast Guard went past the area. According to this. Now, this is... What? There's no way Coast Guard went past this. Now I get it. It's in the white. It's not a yellow line, meaning that it's there is a chance that it not only seen it, but also went past it. Okay, hold on, everybody. This just got interesting. Let me... go and check... this flight out. So, this we are not going to see. Okay. Let me go over to the other flight here. Bring this over. What do we have here? What is this powwow going on out here? Osprey. CH-35 and a UH-30. What is going on out there? That's an interesting one. Hold on, let me bring this down so y'all know what the heck I'm showing. Look at this. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's an interesting one. Okay, give me a second. Let me get where I can do a little playback. Okay, there we go. Alright, got to come up here. Let me take these off for a second so I can get my bearings straight. That's Philadelphia, New York. All right. So here's Pier 40. Okay, so this happened when 1916 is when this took place. And then all right, so timeout. Let's put the speed down in 4. Now let this kind of update for a minute, and then we'll start pulling things accordingly. So here's that flight that sat here and came behind them. Now, what was Coast Guard's number? $6605. Okay. So that's that Raven flight that was coming through. Okay, so I know who they are now. So we're just watching this together. I'm going to see if Coast Guard comes up into this. Here is Coast Guard. Is Coast Guard going to come up on this location, not only have it in sight? So here's the helicopter that came down, 216, right here. This is Coast Guard. They come around Ellis Island. They're passing the first bridge, coming up here to the bridge where the fatalities took place at. I don't know how to say that in a nice way. They're about to come down. Here's Coast Guard. Now I get it. I don't know how many feet that is away. I will go and pull that up and see. But Coast Guard could be seeing something. Now here's another thing that could be playing out. Now this is speculation here, okay? But let's say that the helicopter that went down was talking to air traffic control And air traffic control said, hey, to this helicopter that's right behind here, that's 404, and said, hey, we need you to look and see if you see anything. That's not a uncommon thing to take place, to say, hey, do you see something taking place up in the air? If that is the case, then what are we about to witness from Coast Guard? So Coast Guard's coming up. This helicopter's down. You see that the second helicopter came to a freeze for a second. Coast Guard's altitude is low. That definitely seems off. Coast Guard goes past the area. Coast Guard continues going past the area. This is Coast Guard, everybody. Couldn't find a place to land at. Well, I can tell you there's a lot more closer places to land at. It's called a pier. You could literally... I mean, was no one else... Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one. Was there no one on that helicopter that they could have, dropped into the water? Why did Coast Guard go past here? There was calls the helicopter was erratic, so maybe that's why. I can't believe they went past the crash. Yeah, there's many places to land up here. Yeah, like the drop basket, whatever you want to call that. But yes, where is that? Like, avoiding debris? Like, I get that, but you had the helicopter that was behind there. Let's see how the rest of the helicopters reacted. I mean, how long until something started circling the area? No, the helicopter crashed right before Coast Guard passed. Within minutes before. Alright, so you do see that they slowed down, but they ended up passing as well. Now you've got an onslaught of helicopters coming to the area. Let's see who all you have here. This is the police department. That's another bell there. I swear I've seen that helicopter before, but yeah, you do have the police department responding to it. Police department responded to it within about 6 minutes. Let's see who else you have circling here. They're doing their loop. They're probably going to pass. Now this, whoever this is, and they did drop their elevation down to 125. Looks like the police department dropped very low. So police department is staying in the area. See if there's anybody else who comes to that point. Nope. So it's just the police department here. It's monitoring it. Yes, it was a family from Spain. Thank y'all for helping out in the comments. What do we have here? They must have put a drone up. It's a possibility what that is. That's at 26 minutes. Let's see if we can find that on here. See, this doesn't even pick up the police department here, so that was circling around in that spot. Let's see. That and this is acting like it's another helicopter. It is what this one is. So it's saying that this is another helicopter. Let's see. I don't know about that. I think they picked up on that one. Okay, so whatever came up on the screen for a moment ends up going away. The interesting thing out of this, yep, Coast Guard kept on going. That is correct. Coast Guard kept on going. Police Department, New York, is what responded. Could have been called off by the police department. The thing is that Coast Guard could have been there within a minute. Within a minute. The police department arrived there about 6 minutes later. Coast Guard had them in their sights. Let me go back. Let me play this out for a moment. Let me bring it back just a little bit more. So, bearings got to get straight once you start hitting play. Okay? Here you have the helicopter that's coming down. Behind there, you have another helicopter that's followed them. We've discussed that. This right here is Coast Guard. Coast Guard is here. This is the helicopter. This is the crash spot. Okay? So let's play this. Okay, they're about to crash. That's the crash. Okay? You have Coast Guard here. Pilot would be able to see them. Let me pull up Google Earth real quick. So, all right, so if we're going to put this into feet, So this is roughly where the crash took place. Oh, I just need a line. Where the crash took place, and this is roughly where. So they were 10,000 feet away. If I was to do that in miles, that's 1.85 miles away. They could have seen something. I mean, within 2 miles. Could Coast Guard be reporting to something earlier? Maybe. You don't think they seen it? Why don't you think they seen it? I mean, they were looking in that direction. I mean, here's Coast Guard. Yes, so yeah, they have Coast Guard down in there, all the boats and stuff in the spot. Yeah, they 2 miles is not that big of a deal. That's like looking at this camera right here. Okay, this camera footage that you're seeing right here, that's probably a mile away. I don't know. Check. This needs to be discussed. Like, I mean, Coast Guard should be stopping. Like, even if it's, hey, there's debris in the air, you cannot come down into this. Still, hovering around, I don't care if it's 1,000 feet. What are you saying, Lori? Saying 15 minutes before they crashed, flying around. What was 15 minutes before? Just saw footage of it falling from the sky. Yeah. I was showing that on here. Do I still have that? Yeah, right here. I don't know, Checkbait. Well, that's going to be a story of why was Coast Guard within 2 miles and did not stop. I can't believe they don't stop. I don't understand that. I don't know if there's anything else to investigate now that I got that figured out. Ah, kids saw it and recorded. All right. Let me go make my video on this. And then I'll get it uploaded. So I appreciate everybody being in here. Thank you everybody for the comments, the likes, and everything. I appreciate that. And I'll be back later. Do not live in fear, because when you live in fear, you die several times in your life. If you do not live in fear, you only die one time. Thanks, everybody. Greatly appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful, blessed, and amazing day. Take care. God bless. Bye, y'all.